2026 did not arrive, it happened quietly. There was no single moment she could capture and reply later as the turning point. No headline announced the end of human judgment in medicine. No global alert warned patients that something fundamental had shifted. Hospitals continued to look the same from the outside. White corridors, humming machines, doctors moving quickly between rooms, charts being reviewed, monitors being rhythmically. Everything appeared normal, and that normality is precisely why the transition is succeeded. The most irreversible changes do not announce themselves. They embed quietly into systems that already feel familiar, improving efficiency just enough that resistance never fully forms. By the time anyone sensed the shift, the most important decisions in the room was no longer being made by a human being. You are watching AI Quick IQ, and this is not a forecast about where medicine is going. It is a reconstruction of how authority in healthcare already moved without a vote, without permission, and without most people noticing. For decades, society comforted itself with the belief that medicine was an art, that great doctors possessed intuition forged by years of experience, a human sense for disease that could never be replicated by machines. That belief mattered emotionally because it reassured us that our lives rested in human hands rather than statistical systems. But beneath that comforting narrative was a quieter truth. Medicine has always been driven by patterns. Symptoms cluster, diseases repeat, images correlate, and outcomes follow probability curves refined over time. Doctors do not invent diagnosis from intuition alone. They narrow possibilities, match signals, and make decisions under uncertainty. That pattern matching reality is not a failure of medicine. It is exactly what made it vulnerable to artificial intelligence. AI did not need to surpass human empathy to enter healthcare. It only needed to surpass human consistency. Healthcare systems carry three structural weaknesses that make them uniquely exposed to automation. First, standardized data. Second, extreme stakes. And the last, legal accountability. Medical images, lab results, genomic markers, and clinical notes can be structured and learned at scale. Errors carry life and death consequences, and every decision exists within a legal framework where justification matters as much as outcome. In such an environment, institutions do not reward individuality or intuition. They reward predictability, defensibility, and repeatability. AI systems do not experience fatigue, destruction, emotional bias, or memory decay. They do not hesitate when probability crosses a threshold. What appears inhuman is precisely what makes them attractive in high-stakes decision-making. The replacement did not happen broadly or dramatically. It happened surgically in narrow domains where human limitations were most exposed. Radiology fractured first, followed by cancer screening, cardiology, genomics, neurology, and early mental illness detection. In each of these areas, AI demonstrated something deeply unsettling. It could detect signals before symptoms became visible to humans. Tumors identified months earlier. Cardiac anomalies flagged before pain occurred. Neurological decline detected before family members noticed behavioral change. Doctors did not fight these systems because the benefits were undeniable. At first, deferral felt responsible, even ethical. But authority does not disappear suddenly. It erodes through repetition. The first deferral is assistance. The 10th becomes reliance. And the 100th quietly establishes precedent. No announcement marked the moment that final judgment shifted upstream. Public belief often holds that patients primarily seeks empathy, that bedside manner defines medical trust. That belief collapses under threat. When survival is uncertain, people choose certainty over comfort. A system that identifies disease earlier than a human specialist becomes more trustworthy than one that listens longer but misses sooner. This preference did not originate from technology companies. It came from fear. Fear of loss, fear of missed chances, fear of irreversible delay. Fear rewired healthcare faster than policy ever could. Hospitals, as legal and financial entities, adapted accordingly. AI systems document every probability, every alternative, every decision path. When lawsuits arrive, machines reconstruct decisions perfectly, while human memory fades. Once liability shifted, authority followed. Doctors did not lose their roles immediately. They lost final say. Mental health care followed a quieter but equally profound path. Mental illness lives in language, tone, hesitation, repetition, and silence. AI systems monitor these signals continuously, not during scheduled sessions, but across your digital interaction. Decline becomes visible to machines before it is acknowledged by the individual. This is not compassion, it is coverage. Therapy became automated not because humans failed, but because machines never stopped listening. Doctors remain present, but increasingly as interpreters, explaining machine-generated conclusions to emotional humans. The white coat still exists, but the locus of power has moved. Education has resisted longer because teaching is not optimization. Learning is chaotic, resistant, and unpredictable. Students misunderstand, reject, and challenge information. Healthcare seeks convergence. Education survives on friction. Systems built for optimization collapse into automation faster than systems built for resistance. Society accepted a trade without voting. Speed over presence, prediction over patience, accuracy over comfort. It did not feel imposed, it simply worked better. AI did not replace doctor first because it was smarter. It replaced them first because medicine was measurable. Think about that before you scroll.